No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
Welcome to So Happy Together. My name is Kirby Lammers.
And I am Lisette Lammers. Welcome.
We have the same last name again.
Again? How did we keep doing
I
that?
have no idea. It might be we've been married 20 years.
20 years.
All right, how have those 20 years been?
Good.
Whew. Okay, all right, we're doing something
I'm going to keep
right.
you one more day.
So Happy Together is a relationship show. So no matter where you are in your relationship, or you just want to go out and find a relationship,
We can help you with that too.
we can help you with that too. So we've had lots of experience. Yes, we've been married 20 years. However, we have had previous relationships and previous marriages, and we've learned what not to do.
There you go.
As well as what
to do.
There you go. So this show is for you no matter what age you are. If you're in your teens and you're looking for, like, I need some relationship advice, we're it. We've been teenagers before too. So just because I'm bald-headed and have this white hair, it doesn't mean that I might not.
You look good for 67.
I may feel like a 15-year-old. Actually.
I know. We're still kids at heart, Kirby.
You betcha.
So how do they contact us?
Well, they contact us by happy@KirbyLammers.com. So right there on the screen, happy@KirbyLammers.com. And we'd love to hear from you. So if you have any comments about the show, you need some relationship advice, there is a topic that you would like Lisette and I to cover.
We can cover it. Absolutely.
I bet we could. We've been through just about everything.
And you're a business coach too, so.
Right. Yes, I am. I'm a leadership coach, a communications coach, a business coach, a health coach, and a life coach, all rolled into one.
Well, honey, you're amazing.
So that doesn't mean that I'm just the ideal, most perfect person in the world. We are all flawed in many ways. So how can we take flawed people and put them together and create a successful relationship? And we discuss this all the time on our show.
Right.
It's a miracle how people can come together with all their baggage, all the things they've been through, all the bitterness they've been through, and still create a quality relationship. So our show is about having a balanced, high-quality, long-lasting, loving relationship. That's for you. You have reached the right show.
All right. And we always begin with a passage because Kirby and I are Christ-centered. We are Christians, and we do believe that the Lord is at the center of our lives, and we yearn to do His will and what He wants best for our lives. So I always like to start with a scripture.
That's right.
So this is one of the most popular ones, Philippians 4:4-6. So Philippians 4:4-6.
Gotcha.
It's Bill talked about that today. We had our friends over and we were videoing their show for Champions Kids Camp. But anyway, and Bill actually quoted this one. I thought I want to do that one today.
Okay.
So it's rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. This is the Apostle Paul. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus.
Okay.
Because what is the Apostle Paul saying? He was in prison and he was writing his letters to the Philippians, and Paul's attitude teaches us an important lesson, that to have a winning attitude, we do not reflect on our outward circumstances, but we look to our inward. We have to reflect. Our inner attitudes do not have to reflect our outward circumstances. There we go.
I got get it out.
I got it out. I'm sorry.
But I'm patient.
But thank you,
They
honey.
are
I'm
too.
sorry.
They're patient.
I got it all twisted up.
That's
But Paul
okay.
was full of joy because he knows that no matter what happens to him, that Jesus was with him.
Okay.
And it's easy to get discouraged about unpleasant circumstances or to even take unimportant events too seriously. But if you haven't been joyful lately, just look at yourself. You may not be looking at life with the right perspective. And joy doesn't come from our outward circumstances, but it comes from our inward strength, because happiness depends on happenings. Oh, okay, if I get this car, if I get this job, if I get this, it's the next thing that's going to make you happy. It's going to make you happy. And those things do make you happy. I'm not saying that they don't. But to have true joy and to what really knows that no matter what happens on this earth, I mean, because bad things are going to happen. We live in a fallen world. Sin was brought into the world by Adam and Eve when they, disobeyed God. And since then, I mean, that's why the Lord came to save us, because we all are sinners. So anyway.
And we have a lot of outward circumstances
We have a lot
happening.
there's a lot of outward circumstances happening right
yeah.
now. So I wanted y'all to know that to really have joy, it really comes from the Lord, and you will be at peace with Him.
And that inner joy. And so when things are coming out, what does it do to you? And I just say, wear that shield of armor. It's what happens in you,
Talk about these.
not outward coming
I see.
at you.
That's good, Kirby.
It's in. I'm going to have in and out. And so when you live that way, it changes your perspective, and now you have true faith.
True faith. That's right.
See?
And I always talk about that attitude of gratitude and thankfulness. Every morning I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that. I always make my list of what am I thankful for? And that really does keep a good perspective and
So your attitude is your altitude.
That's right. And then you have a lot of gratitude and thankfulness.
That's right.
All right. So what's our topic today?
Our
honey?
topic. Oh, man.
Oh, we're going to do it.
It's the M word. It's called money.
Oh, boy.
I tell you what.
The beginning and the end of many relationships.
Finances, money. It's one of the leading causes of divorce.
I know. So we thought we'd better tackle that one.
And friends, there's a ton of domestic violence going on right now. So much bitterness, angry people, no peace of mind, and it's dangerous. And the poor children that are going through this, it's causing emotional scarring. We've got to get our act together, and we've got to create systems within our lives so we do not have domestic violence, because if you do have it in your household, you're passing that down to your children. And guess what? Your children are going to grow up and they're going to have domestic violence too. We've got to cut that off. And so with our Champions Kids Camp that we have, we deal with emotionally scarred kids. And we can see these kids come in, and it's so heartbreaking. However, we have a healing process to get them past what they'll never get over.
That's right.
And I'll put down the championskidscamp.org website right here.
You're so good.
Anyway, we've been doing this for 20 years.
I know.
Also,
We're going to camp in a couple.
yeah, we are going to have camp. However, money is one of those sources of evil sometimes. And so it's what we do with money. Either money can work for us or it can work against us. Now, would you rather it work for us?
Yes.
Because many times you get too much money, what do? You
might overspend it and use it all up, and then you didn't save.
You receive too much money, you spend too much money sometimes, right?
That's right, because, and it's important to have one person in the relationship that manages the finances.
At least, unless you can create a balance and a
No,
strategy
I
for
like
you.
to control the checkbook.
Of course. Many men like to do that, and I do not mind it
You
a
don't
bit.
mind it. But
I
I'm
really
transparent. You can know anything that we have and what we're doing, and I recommend one checking account. It's about that trust when it comes to money.
is.
You really do need a joint checking account, because that way you see and it's all transparent. You know what you're spending. If you have a spender and a saver, that's going to cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But Kirby, you're pretty balanced. He could keep cash. You give me cash.
Forever.
I could go get my wallet. I have like $1.50 in my wallet. I use
it's
my
true.
debit card a lot because I can't have cash. I can't have any liquid. It's like, ooh, money, and it's just gone. I do better with a checkbook and my credit card or my debit card, and I know exactly what give me that little receipt, because but he loves cash. He can hold on to it forever.
Yes,
And
I just don't spend a lot.
He doesn't like it when I use them as my bank. So I'm like, honey, I need that $20. He's like, no, it's my money. Give it back. So I said, well, when I go to H-E-B, I'll debit some out for you. Okay. And I pay him back. He's like, yeah, sure you will. But I know money can be a tough source in a marriage.
It really can be. So what do you do about this thing, money? And I know people, they have their money, their mad money account,
Right,
and
and
things
you
like
need
that.
that too. You
And
gotta have
I
a
know
little fun.
some men that control everything, and they don't tell their wives
about
how
what
much
they're-
money
yeah.
in the bank at
Yeah.
all. They don't want them to know.
And that's not good either.
And so I'm going, is that really a great balanced relationship? That's a out of balance relationship.
But then there's wives who like order. I know ladies, we love to shop and they like have stuff shipped to another address and they don't let their husband. Oh no, I hear it. I work retail. I know.
Just games.
And it's just games. I mean, I get it, but it's really not the best. I mean, or they hide their stuff in their closets, and you know, we've all done that. Oh, honey, this whole thing.
You know, it's like this piece of paper. You know, both of you need to be on this piece of paper. It's called staying on the same page together.
Right.
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 And when you're on this one page, I don't care if you're at this corner and the other one is at this corner, you're still on the same page. You're just looking across the piece of paper. You must be on the same page. You must know where you are.
Where you are and where the money's
when you're
going.
going to have something that you need to spend money on. If you need to go buy a new refrigerator, a stove,
Talk
a
about
washer
it.
and dryer, a new television, a new bed, whichever. Have that conversation.
There you go.
Have that conversation. I feel like, let's just take a bed, all right? Because we purchased a bed.
We just purchased a
you
bed
know,
recently,
a few
yep.
months ago. And so how much can we spend on a bed? What
Right.
does our budget say? What
Right.
can we afford? What is it that's going to meet our comfort levels and be designed to where we can sleep great? I'm a health coach. I believe in getting great
I
quality
gotta get my
sleep.
sleep.
And so you've got to be comfortable so you can stay asleep all night long. A good, restful sleep. So we have to discuss, what are we going to spend? Where are we going to go? Do we need to do some research? Do we need more knowledge going into the store? What do we like about our old bed? What do we like? What do we want different in a new bed? So let's get the things we already like. What do we not like in this bed? And let's make
right.
sure we don't purchase a problem again. So you
Oh,
go
I
through
remember
these
that.
and you make your list, you do your research, you have a budget, and then you go. And this, they will try to sell
upsell
you
you.
more than what you have. Stick with your
your
budget
budget.
because that's what you discussed.
No, I know.
And it's okay. Just tell that salesperson, we have our budget right here. That's what we're spending. And if that's not acceptable to you, I know another place we can go get the same item. And
That's
it just
right.
you
That's
stick to your
right.
guns. And so it's okay to do that. But discuss every single expenditure.
At least the major important ones. I mean,
Right.
you know, because
Well, you tell me. I
tell
need a
them,
new pair of
honey,
shoes for
or,
work.
You know, and you know I'm going to go, okay.
I need a new
and
purse. I'm
person,
going to
like,
spend
oh,
some
well,
money on some makeup. I need to do this.
Yeah. Or I
We
come
do
home and
that.
say, look, I needed this because, I mean, I don't tell you every little thing, but I know within reason, I know how much money we have. I know what the budget
If
is.
it's a $10 item or
And,
something
of
like it,
course
I even
not.
tell her when I'm going to go purchase some guitar strings.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not a
like-
major.
We're just really transparent with each other about
Yeah,
the
it's
funds,
not a
and I
major
say,
purchase.
okay, this credit card is due, and I said, okay, now you got to pay this, and I'm always, you know, Kirby's like, okay, when is that due? And so we're always on it. We make sure that everything's paid on time. You know, try to not live in debt, and just try to really, you know, we do tithe at church, and we try to. You want to save 10%, and then you want to live on your 80%. So it's not easy. I mean, we've cut a lot of cable. We've cut, you know, you try to look. It's like, okay, where's the money going? Because, you know, you eat at Starbucks, not eat, but you drink your Starbucks every day. And I love Starbucks. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you know, if you're trying to look ways to cut in budgets, I mean, you can drink your budget away at Starbucks.
Cut out your luxury items.
You know, $5 every day or $10. I mean, think about it. Eating out lunch. I mean, I bring my lunch to work every day. I try, and so, you go out with friends, and I'm not saying we don't spend any money, but we've learned to budget and just say, well, what's important, and would we rather save it than just,
Yes.
and spend it.
So we know many of you have been furloughed, maybe have lost
Yes.
your job,
Yes.
or your hours have cut back. I mean,
Mine
your
have
hours
been.
have
Mine
been
were
cut
cut back too, so we've been
Yeah.
tightening the reins a little bit more, yes.
So we have, and then my clients that I have, they've had to cut back. Some of them are not even back in their buildings yet, or they can only let so many people in the building, and so I'm having to coach by phone, and we've all had to make some concessions.
Of course.
So guess what? That's life. It's okay.
You just make the necessary adjustments.
You make adjustments. So you may need to adjust your budget.
There you
go. And that's what's so important, because you don't need to live beyond your means. However, you need to enjoy your life at the same time.
At the same time.
I
That's
get it.
right.
So we have made some cuts. We're human. We're people just like you. And so we made our cuts, and we discussed where to make those cuts and what we're going to do and how we're going to do that. And so that keeps the relationship going. You mentioned the word joy.
Yes.
Money can be joyous.
Or it can be a great stress.
Create a lot of stress. And I know it's a lot of stress when you can't pay your bills.
You can't pay your bills. Some
We've
people
been there,
lost
done
their-
that.
Yeah.
And that's tough when you can't pay your bills. That adds on a lot of stress.
And I'm sorry for those who've lost their jobs. I really am.
Right. However, it's temporary.
It's temporary.
It's just
You're going to
temporary.
find a job. You're going to find your...
You will find something. You will
It's
find
gonna be
something.
okay. It
You got to
really
do
is.
your due diligence. You got to get out there and look. You got to work excessively hard. You are all talented. We all have our talents in
Right.
certain areas.
And network.
I encourage you, go out, tell everybody that you know. Do not be embarrassed. We're all in this together. And go out there and be honest with yourself and say, these are my talents. This is what I can do.
There you go.
And it's not, you may have many talents, actually. And I'm still, at age 67, discovering talents I never knew I had.
It's amazing, Kirby. You're blessed with so
Never
many
knew. I'm just
talents.
discovering some new talents.
That you
And
can
so
have.
that makes life so much fun. If you're stressing, though, it's hard to live a great quality life, because that's working against you. I'm always going to say this often. Is it working for you or against you? Stress will work against you. Do things that work for you. Say, stressing?
Nope. You live
I'm
in the
going
moment.
this way.
You taught me. You live in the moment. Try not to stress. If you live in the present, you're not going to worry about, okay, well, the past is the past, so you're not going to worry about the future. You know? And if you have that joy and you realize, okay, it's going to be okay, you work towards that solution you're always saying, you can figure it out.
Solutions. Worry, stress, that's all negative energy.
Push all that out. Just push
Working
it
towards
out.
solutions, working to go north, not south.
Yeah, you're
Go that direction, enhancing your knowledge. Go online. There's a ton of knowledge out there. Be careful the knowledge that you get. Some is not so good, but there's some great knowledge out there, and you've got to go out there and seek it. So there are ways to work yourself out of these issues. But coming together as a couple, as us, we've discovered, we talked about this, the Us show.
in one of our shows.
And what do we do together? Not what do I do or what do you do?
And I want to spend and I
What do we
want
do
this,
together?
and-
So if Lisette was to lose her job and I still have mine, we're still going to be together to discover what else can we do to bring more income into this family,
That's right.
It's going to be us, not you need to go find a job.
That's right.
What are you doing today? There's none of that. It's what can we do
can we do
together
together?
to help this situation along? What do you
That's right.
think? Now that's working together as us and creating all possibilities to take this money thing, all right,
Oh my goodness.
and make it better.
That's right. That's right.
And so we can do that.
You can do it. I know the money thing is it's a tricky thing.
But come together, discuss your finances, have a budget, work together towards a budget you
solution.
both
And then-
agree on, how much money you can spend a day or a week or a month. Know what that is. Stay within that budget. You don't need to be like the police and you're out of budget. I'm sending you to jail. You got to stay in the closet for 3 days. No. So you can't. I'm not talking about that.
But you're just going to have that discussion. And if you have kids, which most people do, maybe give them an allowance. Okay, you want that next, what do they do? Game Boy? I don't know. Right. Or their next, let them earn it. Let them understand the value of that dollar and earn that money, right, Kirby, for the next gadget or thing that they want. I mean, kids, they're into technology, and that's not cheap.
No, it's not. So anyway, I know that you can come together. I'll tell a short little story about an ex-wife.
Oh, yes, we're going to tell the story.
Here I'm marching along, and I'm thinking everything's great, and I have a wonderful job, and I'm growing in this company, and she always wanted to pay the bills.
Okay.
And this is a situation I should have taken over.
Yeah.
However,
this is before I knew him.
Yeah. However, my ex-wife, had gone Christmas shopping with another friend of ours, and so they had gone out and then shopped all day long, and apparently they had bought a lot of gifts. So they go to my ex-wife's car and they raise the back trunk. And it comes up, and my friend did not like what she saw in the back of that trunk.
Oh, my goodness.
So I think she thought about it for a couple of days. Finally, she called me at work, and she said, Kirby, I hate to say this, but I've got to tell you because I'm your friend. And she said, there is a mountain, not a few, a mountain of bills in your wife's trunk.
Oh, you just stuck a knife in me.
And I'm going, what? She said, get her keys, go out there and look for yourself. And I just feel for you. And I don't know how a mountain of bills can appear in a trunk. I just don't know. And I just thanked her so much. Of course, my heart was broken. So
because it's a betrayal.
She had to go take a shower.
Betrayal of trust.
Right. She had to go take a shower, so I took her keys. I go out there in the parking lot. I opened up that trunk, and there was a mountain of bills. And I took a garbage sack.
She did not open in your name. She opened credit cards in your name?
She opened credit card. Well, first of all, I had to take all these bills, and I put them in a giant garbage bag.
Oh, my goodness.
So I haul them back in the house, and I confronted her and said, what is this?
Yeah.
She had no word. Anyway, of course, they ended up in a divorce. I learned that she opened up credit cards in my name. I didn't even know you could do that at the time. Had no idea. And there was she had maxed out all these cards, $30,000.
$30,000.
I had no idea.
This is what not to do.
Yes. So do you feel like that I might be a little bit on guard here?
Yeah.
I'm going to allow Lisette to pay the bill.
But you trust me, honey, and I would never betray you like that. I just couldn't live with myself.
I'm going to say it's my fault. I'll take all the blame because it was my choice. I just chose the wrong person to be my wife. So this is how it is that we have a relationship show, because in choosing who you're going to have a relationship with and choosing who you're going to finally end up in marriage with is a huge choice. Apparently, I did not know how to choose very well. I guarantee you, I know how to choose now.
Well. I know. Well, my second ex-husband, he was a top executive in a I won't name the company.
No, just say a top executive.
Top executive. And he made very good money. And so then you have the opposite problem where men equate their money with power and control.
Yeah, power.
And so he thought that he could just buy me and gifts and all that, which, they're very nice, but, and then he's cheated on me and did other things that, so, depends on, I just can't live with somebody like that.
Right.
So who could cheat on me and then they use their money as a power and a control thing. So it just, I want to live well. I want to live comfortable. Who doesn't? But I just can't live with somebody like that. So
when you do that, you're pushing that person away. And so do you want to push people away or do you want to pull them in? So for me to have trust in what you do, that pulls you in.
That's right.
Right? You do have to eventually trust somebody. For a long time, I did not trust anybody.
Oh, I know you did.
And I had to develop that trust back. However, a relationship is a creation, and it's a creation that never stops.
That's right. It's always
You're
evolving.
creating every day your relationship, and you're creating it to be better and better and better and better. Where so many relationships are just digging a hole.
That's right.
And that's one of the purposes of our show. There's too many broken relationships and marriages, and it's affecting the children. It's affecting all the people and friends.
Don't let that bitterness and anger, beat your marriage down.
It affects the relatives. It affects the whole family.
Just talk about it and get it out in the open.
Right.
And work towards that solution.
Right. So let's come together. Let's work to be with each other, not at each other. And let's have some fun in our relationships. We love to have fun. We're back and forth constantly having fun, laughing at each other. Instead of her getting on my nerves, I choose to just laugh.
You choose to laugh, and believe me,
and there's plenty to laugh about.
Yeah.
Not at her, but about the situation.
Because I'm so silly.
It's like living with Lucy and Laura Petrie and the
my
Beaver.
maiden name was Beaver, so yeah, that all fits.
And I mean that in a funny way, not in a bad way, because we know how to laugh at ourselves without getting our feelings hurt. So be together, support each other,
and be
bring
honest
each other
with
along.
your finances.
Right, and work as one us.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
What else do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to end with a psalm today.
A song? You're going to sing for us?
Casting Crowns uses this verse in their songs.
So it's a song with a P.
But I can't sing.
All right.
So it's Psalm 121, verses 1 and 2.
Okay.
I lift my eyes up to the hills. I shouldn't sing.
Don't sing.
Where does my... No, I shouldn't sing.
We're laughing again.
Okay, there we go. He's laughing at me. Okay. I lift my eyes up to the hills. I won't sing. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And so this song expresses assurance and hope in God's protection day and night. And we never outgrow our need for God's untiring watch over our lives. Okay. Oh, I love that one.
It's beautiful. And that should be in a song.
It is in a song.
So song
Because one day I'm driving down the road, the very, very first time I heard Casting Crowns sing that song, I go, oh, wait a minute.
I've heard that.
That's straight from the Bible. But anyway,
most of the inspirational songs
are coming from the Bible.
Exactly right.
If you read it enough, you figure it out. Okay.
Exactly right. So if you have not had a Bible-based marriage or a relationship, I strongly recommend it, because we have been there, done that, where we did not have God first in our relationships or marriage, and it caused a lot of issues. It's too bad we had to go through those. We decided early on to have God first, we're second, and that has made all the difference in the world. It's a smooth relationship. It just, people say, you got to really work at this relationship.
We work at making each other happy.
It just happens. There's not like this get down and really go to work. It just happens, and we fully trust each other. We know where each other is all the time.
We have each other's back, honey.
And so it should all be about love, support, best friends, the whole bit. So, again, if you would like to reach us, it's at happy@KirbyLammers.com. Happy@KirbyLammers.com. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any subjects, topics, comments about our show,
please let us know.
Let it fly. We want to hear from you. And probably the next week or two, we're going to have our very best friends, Bill and Kim Nash. Bill Nash and I, we've been friends for like 46 years.
Oh my goodness.
And played in bands together. We've toured all of the United States, entertaining people. And they're successful songwriters. Hits for Reba McEntire, Diamond Rio, Dolly Parton.
They're the ones that have the Champions Kids Camp.
And Wade Newton, all these people have recorded their songs. And so anyway, they're going to be on our show. And there's quite a few years apart. How many years apart from
They're like 16 or 17 years apart.
At least. And however,
they've been married 40 years.
Yeah,
right?
a long
40
time.
Years. So,
and
they're
so
amazing.
Very
couple.
Successful, and they have some short stories to share.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about our Champions Kids Camp at the same time.
That's right.
So they'll be coming on our show. So look forward to that. And anything else you want to say?
No, I think we need to.
We need to end our show.
Do our kiss.
Okay, so as we end every single show, and by the way, we love you.
We love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. So go out and make it a great week. See you next week. So, mwah.